So this is kind of what your schedule is going to look like. I will send you guys a less drawn on copy than mine, but it shows each individual heat, the different groups that they are and everything. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to have it listed what teams are on the floor for that heat. Sometimes if it's in Hollenbeck Hall, you'll have two teams. So Brian and Mary Jo's team may be going at the same time, and Garrett's team would be on deck, basically, in the weightings. So there's always going to be a group that's not working, okay? With that being said, the teams in Hollenbeck are going to be teams of 15. So there's going to be about 45 of you. The teams in the National Hockey Center are going to be groups of 24, okay? Which means there should generally only be one team on the floor at a time, meaning there's two teams on deck. Yes, that means that they have more rest in the National Hockey Center, but at the same time, Hollenbeck Hall is done sooner for the day. So that's kind of how I played it out to being fair. That, and it still requires me to have 117 judges per day. So everybody will get their fair share of judging, I think. If at any time you're getting ready to go and you need a break, you need a bathroom break, you're exhausted because I made you run up and down the floor, for those of you that did Cold War with me. I swear I don't have any workouts like this year, where you have to exercise with the athletes for 10 minutes. But if you need a break or something, there is a lady. It is Susan in the Hollenbeck Hall, and it is Amy not that Amy, different Amy, in the National Hockey Center. They are in charge of your schedule. They will be handing you your scorecards for the heats that you're assigned to. They will be making sure there are 24 of you or 15 of you, and making sure that there's always judges available if a break is needed, extra, things like that. They run the show behind the curtain for each floor. Okay, they will be basically in that hallway the whole time. They are a vital part of keeping things organized. Judges disappear occasionally. It's happened. It's not the end of the world, but you need somebody to kind of control that chaos. And so that's their role. So if you hear somebody yelling out your name, trying to find you, it's probably one of those two ladies. Please listen to them. They will put you in your place. Literally put you in your place. They both CrossFit. One's a Taekwondo. Yeah, she'll put you in your place real quick. Any questions about that as far as schedule goes? All right, so we're going to go into stance before, during the workout, and then after the workout while you're on the floor. Stance before, so you go out before the athletes. You're standing there waiting for the athletes. You're just standing with your hands behind your back waiting. Scorecard, clipboard, stopwatch, waiting. Once they come up to you, introduce yourself, say anything. Hey, I'm going to be looking for your hip extension. That's going to be my primary, whatever it is. Quick, short chat. They may ask you a question or two. Make sure that you answer it correctly. Don't change the workout for them, anything like that. And then from that point on, once you're done with your quick conversation, you're simply just taking a knee and waiting for the call of 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, you're out of the way, waiting. Once that 3, 2, 1, during the workout, you're just moving around, making sure that obviously you're having the perfect vantage point, or most perfect vantage point, to see the movement standard and make sure those points of performance are being made or being hit. And then from there, also staying out of the way of any other athletes. You can see, you got 15 lanes going one way, you got 12 on one side. There's a lot going on, so be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of other equipment from other athletes, okay? Watch out for each other too. If you see a judge, like your judge mate in the next lane is about to get crushed by a barbell, smack them, move them out of the way. They'll get out of the way quickly. Sometimes we just need that extra awareness because we get so locked in to what we're judging, okay? Once the workout's done, you get the athlete to sign their scorecard. Just take a knee out of the way. Just kind of back out of sight, out of mind, and take a knee until the time cap has been called. At that point, you can get up, bring your scorecard back to either Amy or Susan. They're going to be collecting your scorecards as well, making sure you've filled it out correctly, you've put your ID on there, you've signed, the athlete signed, and that you filled out the scorecard correctly, which we'll go all over that information later. Everything makes sense there as far as stance. It's pretty simple. Hand signals. We're going to go with super simple ones. 5 reps, counting down. 5 reps, 4 reps, 3 reps, 2, 1, Done. That's the only thing you need to show there as far as rep counting. No rep, pretty standard one. Make it big. Some of you will be on the internet, so it is a spectator-watched event. They like to know if somebody's being no-repped or not. Otherwise, they're screaming, that should be no-repped, while the judge is no-repping them the whole time, unbeknownst to the spectators. So just show your hands, and it's also good for the athletes because sometimes they can't hear anything as well. It will be loud. And then on the snatch ladder, it's the only thing that we have that is a single movement. You're giving them the okay that they can drop their bar, thumbs up, okay? You're waiting, good. That's all it is. That's what we're looking for. If they dump it before you give them the signal, no rep them. If you didn't see what you were looking for and they thought they were good, no rep them. All right? Any questions on hand signals? Good. No questions today. All right. Chain of command, we already went over that. Everything goes through Ryan and Amber, and they will bring it to me. Conduct with the athletes. If you get assigned to an athlete that you know, you look at your scorecard, you go, oh, this is my gym. Switch with somebody. Let Amy or Susan know. They'll get you moved to somewhere you don't know somebody. I think we're all pretty versed in that. You don't judge people you know. It's actually harder to judge people you know. It's easier to judge people you don't know. It's not your job to coach an athlete or a team. It's your sole responsibility to hold them to the standards and count their reps and give them no reps. Even when somebody's struggling, I know it's tough. I think Mary last year, you got somebody that really struggled, and it was hard to watch, but at the same time, you knew not to give them coaching points. That's not our role in that sense. So I know it's tough, but they're on their own at that point. If a head judge walks up to you and gives you some advice, basically has you adjust your eyes, so to speak, like, hey, the squat depth's not quite where we need it, but you're giving them reps, they're just going to let you know, hey, we need them a little lower. Okay? It's not like an attack or anything. It's not anybody trying to upstage you. We're just trying to get everybody to hold the same standards. They may have a different vantage point than you, where they can just see it a little bit easier. Okay? So don't take it personally. I've had it done to myself. I would venture to say most of you at some point have had, hey, something needs to be adjusted. Don't take it personally. Make the correction and just keep going on with what you're doing. Yes? It's easiest to just not give them advice. It's easier to just be that statue. And I know, like, with the open scaled, so a lot of them, it's new to them. They've never competed before for a lot of them. And you want to reach out and you want to help them. I mean, a lot of us are coaches. Preferably, just try to avoid it. At the end of the day, use your best judgment. Use your best discretion. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to come over and be like, hey, you need to shut up. Like, I mean, I'm not going to be like that. And if you got somebody that hasn't hit a single snatch or something, and I mean, they're having an issue, give them a quick cue, but nothing. You're not standing there showing them, demonstrating what you need them to do. That's what we're trying to avoid.
Is that the same with encouragement as well?
Yeah. Try to be as little of a cheerleader as possible. Yep. Alicia first.
If somebody asks why, should we be telling, like, if we say no rep, get lower, or should we?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So you're no rep somebody. Odds are they want to know why. The elite athletes, they probably have a pretty good idea, but there's a lot of other athletes that are like, they have no idea why they're getting no rep. This works in my gym every single day. What's going on? Tell them. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, hips lower. You need to get lower. If they stop and ask you, absolutely. Answer their question about that.
No rep, we need a lockout. No rep.
Yeah, quick, simple things. No rep. I need you to stand taller on the box and extend your hips before you jump back down. Too many words, okay? Extend your hips. Find short, quick fixes to help them get there. Yep.
Yeah.
No rep. Yeah.
Yep. Simple things like that. Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah, I think we hit like 3 different people with that question. Perfect. Anything else as far as that goes? Yeah, so a performance limitation. Somebody's elbow, this is as far as their elbow goes. It does not extend any further. That athlete needs to say it to you, and preferably that athlete should have taken it to Amber or Ryan beforehand If that does not happen and they come walking up to you, you need to have that brought to one of them first. And then they go, yep, that's his full extension or her full extension. And that's what you're judging based off of then. Yeah, so you got a shoulder overhead that looks like this. That's their standard. That is okay, but it needs to be brought to the assistant director's attention before the workout starts. Okay. Yes, it should be every time they go to compete, not just the first time they compete. Yes. Was that? Okay. Nope, they are on their own to listen and pay attention. Yeah, that is not our job. They need to be paying attention, listening for 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. If they start late because they're tying their shoe or whatever, that's on them. They need to be doing that well in advance. That needs to be brought like when they're being staged, not when they're coming out to the floor. And that's something that we will brief them beforehand. Yeah, if you tell them, hey, you're good, and they keep doing reps, well, they're getting an extra workout in. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to count for anything. Yeah, that's. Yeah, all you can keep going is you're good, stop, you're done, that's 12.